Please be seated. It is a pleasure to have everyone here together today to celebrate our outstanding graduates. Today, they officially become MBAs. The road to today was challenging, but these students have traversed a difficult journey and completed the requirements of this prestigious degree. The group you see before you is unique and diverse in many ways. The students graduating today hailed from 8 different countries and 9 states. They entered the program with an average of 5 years of work experience. We have 8 military students representing 4 branches. Over the last 18 months, the students have shared the journey, but they have experienced it in many different ways based on their own past experiences and perspectives. As a guest here today, you are all here to support a graduate. I want you to know these students have experienced significant transformations in the last 18 months. One of the outcomes of receiving a Mays MBA is an incredible increase in self-awareness. The students are now prepared to be transformational and impactful leaders who will advance the world's prosperity. I also want you to know the graduates were part of our Aggie family while they were here. This university is like a family, and this program is a high-performing team within the Aggie family. As a student of Texas A&M, your MBA student joined something bigger than themselves. You will hear today from some of the faculty and administrators who have worked with these MBAs and will continue to care about them as they leave Mays to embark on the next journey. At this time, I would like to turn it over to Dr. Jerry Strasser, the Associate Dean for Graduate Programs, who will say a few words.
Howdy. It's truly an honor for me to greet you and congratulate our newest group of MBA graduates, the class of 23. Let's give them a hand. I came into this job just about a year ago, and I wasn't with you at the beginning of your journey. I didn't get to go through core residency with you. You didn't have to sit through any of my accounting classes. Consider yourself blessed for that. And I didn't even get to go to Brisket Bowl 21. However, I know how hard you've worked, and I know how much you sacrificed to get here today. You probably didn't know it, but your decision to get an MBA and enroll at Mays has changed the world. Think about what's happened since you came to us in July of 2021. In July of 2021, the consumer price index was 273. It's now 298, increase of 9.2%. The S&P 500 was trading at 43.59. Yesterday it closed at 38.96, a compound annual growth rate of negative 10%. Some of us will be putting off retirement because of that negative 10%. And I'm glad our finance professors aren't here to check my math. 30-year mortgage rates, 2.87%. Now they're 6.9%. Fed fund rates was 0.25% back then. This week, they raised just to 4.5%. But more importantly than anything else, in July of 2021, the Aggie football team was coming off a 9-1 season, a victory in the Orange Bowl, and a number 4 ranking. You guys have messed this up worse than Jimbo. So as much as we love you guys, as much as we're going to miss you guys, the world's economy needs you more than we do. Get out there, get to work, and fix all this stuff. On a serious note, a very serious note, these folks gave up so much to be here today. You all left jobs. Many of you, I think if not most of you, moved to Bryan College Station, and you signed up for a challenging, accelerated program. Most people do this program in 2 years. You guys did it in 18 months. And you met that challenge. You met that challenge because you're smart. You met that challenge because you have a dynamic and tremendous work ethic. You all are usually the first people in the building in the morning and the last people to leave at night. However, most importantly, you met this challenge while doing something even more important than any of the classes you take, and that is living up to these core values behind me on the stage. Today and tomorrow, our university is going to recognize 5,400 degrees, all going to very deserving individuals who've worked hard and sacrificed a lot to get those degrees. I'd argue that no group of students who are going to walk across that stage today or tomorrow, and I'm glad to see so many of you are going to be there tomorrow, will have worked harder or sacrificed more and will exhibit A&M's core values more than these 65 people sitting to my right. You guys are going to go out and be the best Aggies we have. We're so proud of you. Richard was correct. You all have done a lot of sacrificing, a lot of heavy lifting to get here today. I'd like to recognize a couple of groups of people very briefly who helped spot you on that bench press of the MBA program. First, I have our MBA faculty members. I think they're all seated on the stage. Please stand up and let's recognize you. In addition to those folks, we have an outstanding program office staff. This staff has advised you. This staff has counseled you. And the staff has even fed you many, many lunches, dinners, and breakfasts along the way. Let me ask our program, and by the way, this staff has also put together a tremendous ceremony for you today. Please let me ask our MBA program staff to rise and be recognized. I know I can speak for the faculty and for the staff in congratulating you on being here today. Now I want to transition into recognizing our student speaker. Each year the class selects a student to speak on their behalf. And Andrew, I can't imagine a better honor than to be recognized by your peers. That's one of the most tremendous honors you can have. I'm honored to introduce Andrew Caslow, who's been elected by his class to be speaker today. In this past 18 months, Andrew's impact on the faculty, his fellow students, and the program staff has been significant. He served as the managing director for Aggies in Business, which is a student-led consulting organization that partners with startups and entrepreneurs. He also founded his own business, Kickback, while in the program. In addition, Andrew had this little thing about getting 48 credit hours out of the way in a year and a half. So Andrew, I don't know how you did it. Fellow students describe him as someone who's gone above and beyond to make connections with every member of our class, and that he has a help his fellow classmates, both academically and personally. That's called self-service toward the end of the. Another classmate noted, nobody deserves to represent my class more than the most effective, organized, and thoughtful student in the program, a pure embodiment of business and understanding of how to work for people. Andrew, congratulations on the honor to represent your class today as student speaker. I need to warn you, Dr. Yu is on the stage and he has grade book in hand. Please join me in recognizing Andrew.
Thank you, Dr. Strasser. Well, in the spirit of true business communication, here's the point of the next 10 minutes. 4 words. Life is a gift. I'm truly humbled and honored to have been chosen to represent our class today, and I look forward to sharing a few brief words. I'd like to begin by welcoming everyone and by thanking 3 special groups. First, to the program staff, to the professors, the Career Center, and others who've helped facilitate this unforgettable experience. Thank you. Your tireless efforts, dedication, and expertise have been fundamental to facilitating our growth and success. To the many loved ones present today, partners, families, friends, thank you. The impact that your love, unwavering support, and patience have had, not just over 18 months, but over a lifetime, words simply can't describe. And lastly, to you, my peers, to the Texas A&M full-time MBA class of 2023. Thank you. Together, we endured one of the toughest challenges of our lives, and your camaraderie through it all enabled a growth, a challenge, and a richness that far exceeded my wildest expectations. Let's begin our time together like we would any good morning business meeting, with a cup of coffee. A few days ago, like I and many of you do each morning, I began my day with a cup of coffee. Now, some of you may consider me a snob for this, but many times I make coffee using a pour over, which requires the use of a coffee kettle or a tea kettle. So on this particular day, I filled the kettle with water, set the temperature, and waited a few moments. As I waited, steam slowly began to rise from that kettle, increasing in intensity until it reached its boiling point when I knew it was finished. So I removed the kettle, poured my coffee, and continued with the day. Now, why am I telling you this painfully mundane story on a momentous day like this? Well, because on this particular day, in this particular moment, I found myself contemplating the last 18 months of our experience together. And I realized life is a lot like kettle vapor. Life, like vapor, is short. It passes by in just an instant. It feels like just yesterday that it was July 2021, and we were rolling in from across the globe to begin this MBA adventure together. Yet here we are. Life, like steam, is out of our control. As I am unable to grasp or shape the flow of vapor, so too are we unable to shape or control what happens in our lives. Yes, we make decisions and we make choices, and those matter, but the results is beyond our control. And like I was left unchanged and unimpacted, physically at least, by the steam that evolved into nothingness. The reality is that within just a few generations, our lives are unlikely to leave a significant impact in the world. How then are we to live? How should we approach the few short years of our lives? I implore you, friends, to receive every moment, every precious moment of your kettle vapor life as a gift. Now, personally, I'm not very good at this. And there's 3 ways that I tend to view life when I forget that it's like vapor and that it passes in an instant. Instead of receiving all of life as a gift, I view it as a problem to solve, a competition to win, or a right that I'm owed. If life is a gift, it is not a problem to solve. Life is filled with problems. I'm sure all of us could agree. And we're generally quite good at balancing problems solved with problems avoided. In fact, as MBAs, we have been specifically trained in this skill, and it's one that we often cite in interviews. We've become exceptionally good at finding creative ways to solve problems, and we've spent far too many hours honing that skill, thanks to Dr. Oliva's lovely case studies, and Dr. Bowles' practice with the NPV decision rule. or even Dr. Shetty's baby optimization problems. If I view life as a problem to solve, when things are hard, when things get difficult, when life isn't going my way, whose fault is it? That's mine. So often I find myself believing that if only I could be better or work harder, then I could solve the problems in front of me. Then I could have a good life and answer the case. But the reality is that life is kettle vapor. It's short, it's out of our control, and there's just too many problems to solve. I'm too limited, and fundamentally approaching life as a problem to solve drives me to wring my hands in fear as I wait for the next one to arise. Does any of this sound familiar? Friends, I have good news. Life is a gift. If life is a gift, it is not a competition to win. Today is a day of celebration, and many of you, my peers, will be honored by those that know you best. They may say to you things like, "I'm so proud of you," or "You've done so well." And yet on the inside, a little voice in your head will whisper something like, "But you're still not good enough." And you'll think of that other person, the one who's more successful, who's further along in their career, who's more beautiful or more compelling than you. And they will stand in your mind as a reason that it's true. Inside, you'll be unable to truly receive words meant for you by those who know you best, because you believe that life is a competition to win, and it feels like you're losing. If I view life as a competition to win, I constantly feel this way, like I'm losing, as I'm hypersensitive to the achievements of those that I feel are better than me. The reality is that life is kettle vapor. It's short, it's out of my control, and I am limited. Fundamentally approaching life as a competition to win drives me to live life with eyes that constantly wander. Ever drawn to the success of those around me, yet never fully satisfied with who I actually see in the mirror every day. Does any of this sound familiar? Friends, I have good news. Life is a gift. If life is a gift, it is not a right that we are owed. Complete 49 credit hours, maintain a 3.0 average, pay your dues, and fulfill all other program requirements. Each of us sitting on the side of the room have completed these tasks and are thus entitled to the rights and privileges assigned to a Master of Business Administration. Congratulations. It's been a difficult journey, to be sure, but a simple one. Complete X, receive Y. Well, life, as much as we might wish it to, doesn't often work this way. If I view life as a right that I have earned, then I become obsessed with the way that things ought to be, and find myself disappointed and angry and unable to engage with what actually is. Because the reality is that life is kettle vapor. It's short, it leaves little of lasting impact, and it's beyond our control. And as I fail again and again and again to bend it to my will, fundamentally believing that life is a right that I am owed, I am left with clenched fists and a deep resentment towards a world that has failed to deliver that which I'm owed. Does any of this sound familiar? Friends, I have good news. Life is a gift. If life is a gift, it is not a problem to solve while we wring our hands in fear. It's not a competition to win as our eyes wander in shame, and it's not a right that we feel we've earned as we clench our fists in anger. No, if every day of our kettle vapor lives is a gift, we can simply open our hands and receive it with gratitude. We can say thank you each and every day and characterize our lives with thankfulness. But Caslo, you might say, let's be real. What about the problems in life? What about all the wrong in life? What about the suffering and the sorrow and the loss and the hurt? Is that a gift too? No, these things are not a gift. And I can't even imagine the depth of pain and suffering that so many of us have experienced because of the brokenness in life. This message is not born of naive optimism or an empty platitude. It is simply the one way, the only way that I have found to approach this kettle vapor life of ours that has delivered lasting happiness and joy, regardless of the circumstances. And I consider you, my peers, and you, our guests, to consider today. In just a moment, each of us will walk this stage and embrace a new chapter of life as leaders in our workplace, our homes, and in our communities. As we disperse across the world and continue on with our blindingly short kettle vapor lives, I implore you, my friends, to remember and to let every cup of coffee, every scene-filled morning be a reminder to you that life is like a vapor and that every moment is a gift. Thank you. I would now like to invite Mr. Michael Alexander, Associate Dean for Graduate Programs, to present the next award.
The full-time class of 2023 had Dr. Hari Sridhar for one of their very first classes, Marketing Management. He left such an impression on the students that the students selected him for the Dan H. Robertson Outstanding MBA Faculty Award. Dr. Robertson, the award's namesake, led the graduate programs in the 80s and 90s. He left a lasting legacy at Mays. Dr. Sridhar, this year's recipient, embodies the excellence represented by this award as evidenced by the students' comments in support of his nomination. One student said, Dr. Hari redefined my perception of marketing and what role it plays for an organization. Another student commented, Dr. Hari was an excellent teacher for our marketing class. He taught us how to approach marketing with an analytics perspective, and at the end of the day, didn't feel the need to assign us hours of busy work. Instead, he insisted only on teaching us the essential, was available to us as we needed, and last, was an overall enjoyable professor. It's clear that Dr. Sridhar has made a lasting impact on these students. Another student mentioned right on the money, conveying the absolute value. Dr. Sridhar was unable to join us today, but please join me in congratulating him on receiving this award, the full-time MBA class of 2023, Dan H. Robertson Outstanding MBA Faculty Award. I would now like to invite Dr. Sarah Yachts, Associate Director and recently named Mays Outstanding Staff Member, to present the next award.
The Jerry R. Strasser Outstanding MBA Student Award is voted by faculty for the most all-around outstanding student in the program. Criteria for this award includes embodying the Aggie core values of respect, excellence, leadership, loyalty, integrity, and selfless service. In order to receive this award, students must excel both inside and outside the classroom. This year's recipient, TJ Daly, has done just that. As one faculty member stated, he was often good at asking questions during and outside of class that showed he was always processing information and doing his best to get the most understanding from the content and apply what he was understanding. TJ also served as vice president for the MBA Association, the primary student organization for the MBA class. TJ's embodiment of the Aggie values and his diligence in the classroom and beyond demonstrate why he is so deserving of this award. Please join me in congratulating TJ as I invite him to the stage to receive the award.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Yachts, and to the faculty for this recognition. I am truly humbled to receive this. I'd like to just take a brief moment to thank our faculty and staff for their tireless efforts over the last 18 months to ensure that A, we were all successful, and B, got the most out of this program. It was tiresome at times and stressful to say the least, but it was a wonderful experience that we couldn't have done without each and every one of you. And to my fellow classmates, congratulations, first off, for making it here. And secondly, thank you to each and every one of you making this experience so wonderful and the memories that we have. Congratulations. We did it. We're here. Thank you.
I would now like to invite Richard Castleberry back to the podium to present the next award.
At this time, we would like to recognize 3 students who earned a very selective academic honor here at Mays. The Dr. Balachetti MBA Scholar Awards are given to all Mays MBA program students who received a 4.0. Congratulations on joining a group of academically elite students and being officially recognized as an MBA scholar. I will invite each of them on the stage to receive their award and take a picture. Please congratulate our MBA scholars. Jake Arnold. TJ Daly. And Sneh Patel. I'll now return the podium to Dr. Yaksh.
In a moment, the graduates will be called to walk across the stage and be hooded. Before doing so, I would like to give you a little background related to the significance of some of the traditions that you will see today. The origin of the regalia, the robe and the mortarboard the students are wearing, dates to the 12th and 13th centuries. The tradition in the costume connects graduates based on their academic and personal accomplishments over time. The hood you see today is specifically worn by master's students at Mays Business School. The colors are unique to both the college and the degree. The hooding ceremony is special. It does not replace a traditional commencement ceremony, but is held in addition to it. The hood is a symbolic representation of the hard work students put into obtaining their degree and the honor, privilege, and responsibility that now rests on your shoulders as a degree recipient. In addition to the graduate hoods, you may also notice other significant symbols, such as the lavender soles on some of our graduates. These soles are a way to recognize, affirm, and celebrate the accomplishments of graduating LGBTQ+ students and their allies. Similarly, there are dark purple cords that some students are wearing. These students are part of the Aggie Women MBA Association student organization. Another group of students is wearing red, white, and blue cords. These are our veterans and active duty military members. The cords are worn around their neck and recognize them for the selfless service they have provided to our country. In a few moments, each graduate's name will be called by Dr. Usera, and each will be hooded by Dr. Mark Antonio. These two individuals are an integral part of each graduate's experience as a Mays MBA. They teach our students the most critical skills in the program. Dr. Mark Antonio teaches leadership and coaches students in teamwork and critical thinking throughout their program. Dr. Usera teaches business communication and coaches our students in clearly and effectively presenting their ideas. While we are here to celebrate the graduates, we also want to recognize the effort and dedication of our faculty and staff who gave so much to these students. To do so, the faculty will stand on the stage to congratulate the students. If you all would make your way to your places, please. I will now turn over the podium to Dr. Usera.
Howdy. It is my honor to present the graduates of the class of 2023. Graduates, please stand and make your way to the stage as your name is called. Family and friends, please hold your applause until the end and remain in your seats during this time. Fayaz Asan. Rafaela Amaro Benacchioni. Jacob Arnold. Mahek Aurora. Shrey Bajaj. Ross Beasley. Shruti Baduria. Nelson Black. Joseph Daniel Bird. Andres Comberos. Craig Collins. Thomas J. Daly II. Austin Davis. Philip DeCastro. Cassandra Drennan. Samriti Dewangan. Kevin Drummond. Madan Gopal Edegina Boyana. Grant Folsham. Alex Fuller. Luis Garcia. Catalina Gonzalez. Pawan Kumar. Andrew Caslow. Samer Khalil. Mason Crafts. Abhinav Kumud. Joshua Lamberts. Muhammad Mahdi. Mason Matias. Shreya Mata. Jatan Mehta. Yunsuk Nam. Hector Nunez. Amol Padilla. Sneh Patel. Smitha. Tristan Alaric McGregor Patterson. Garrett Payne. Akib Rahman. Sharanya Krishnan Rao. Bryant Rodacor. Sarah Sines. Federico Schluter. Mohammed Naved Siddiqui. Wrench Simmons. Jessica Lee Smith. Colin Spencer. Dylan M. Thomas. Andrew Yetter. And lastly, Danielle Zamaron. Ladies and gentlemen, your graduating class of 2023.
All right. Congratulations, everyone. It is my honor to close the ceremony today. As we close today, I would like to take a quick moment on behalf of the program and on behalf of these MBAs to say a few thank yous to you, our distinguished guests. You, dear family members and friends, have been an amazing support network for our MBAs here today. To the parents or parental figures of the class of 2023 MBAs here in the audience today, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. I cannot imagine the courage it takes to support your children through their crazy dreams. Although as a parent, I'm starting to. Like quitting jobs, moving to College Station, and going back to college for another degree. And to the spouses or partners of our MBAs, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. Being the partner of an MBA requires a significant commitment on your part as well, and your efforts do not go unrecognized. Please give yourselves an extra pat on the back for sharing this huge accomplishment with all of our students. Aggies, may you look back on your time in Aggieland and remember all of those experiences you have made who have made you who you are today. May you remember the late nights, the intense negotiations, and the challenging technical subjects. May you also remember the tailgates, the social events, and the memories made here in Aggieland. Most of all, may you remember the moments you shared with these people. Relish this moment and look around at all the people in the room, because we will never all be in the same place at the same time again. Graduates, please stand. For those of you who have an Aggie ring, I would like you to participate in a tradition that takes place at graduation. At this time, you may remove your ring and turn it around so that the year faces away from you. This is indicative of you facing the world as you embark on your journey away from Texas A&M and continue to reflect the Aggie spirit to those around you. In orientation, we asked you to reflect on your why for pursuing an MBA and to begin to write your own Aggie story, to live the Aggie network, and to soak in every opportunity you have to be an Aggie. A part of that story has already been written, but may you take that story, the network, and the core values of being an Aggie and continue to weave it into your lifelong after you've been outside of this program. As we have said before, for there's a spirit that can never be told. It's the spirit of Aggieland. Congratulations, Aggie MBAs of the class of 2023.
All right. Howdy, friends and family. The graduates are walking out to take a group photo outside, but we invite you while they're doing that to go ahead and join us in the Wayner lobby for the reception. There are some snacks and drinks there for you. And once they take their group photo, we will have the photographer over there. So if you want to take family photos, there's a backdrop there as well. So welcome and enjoy, and thank you for coming today.